Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new to this channel. Today I'm gonna do another really exciting analysis and reaction. I've been wanting to do this because I love this song and I love this rendition. Jolene, sung by Miley Cyrus in the Backyard Session. Okay, so I love Miley Cyrus's voice because her voice has darkened quite a bit in her life, but she has this clarity still, and she has some heaviness to it. She has this awesome vibrato, and you can tell she's well supported because the vibrato is very even. It's not too wobbly, it's not too wide, and she does those little ad-libs. Love that. And I just love how casually they sit in this backyard or whatever. It looks like almost in the woods. And very casually, like, oh, let's just do that song real quick. Jolene, 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 Jolene. So I love how she varies that Jolene. So she does a little bit of something different because that line appears so many times. So whenever something comes back over and over and over again, it's kind of like, you know, Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. You kind of have to do something with it to keep it interesting. Please don't take him even though you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. So for that song to sound good, you really have to connect through the line. I always tell my students, like, you have to pretend like it's one long word. Just listen to that. It's almost like it's one long word. It's very connected. There's no disconnect in the middle. And also the phrasing. It's very connected. And the way she does a little bit of sliding in between, it's just so the style of that song. Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your skin is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. And I could easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. And he talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. I love how she from crying, because she has nothing he could do to keep you from crying. So you don't end the phrase at the end of the bar. You just end the phrase when it makes sense word-wise, and she does it so well. And then she cuts it short, takes a breath, which it makes sense here to take a breath, not always at the end of the bar, because that's how the words flow, and she's telling a story. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can. Had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, whatever you decide to do, Jolene. She did that again, whatever, and then breathe. And I just listened carefully also to the band, because I feel like a lot of non-professional bands, what they do wrong is that they compete instead of playing together. Here, everyone knows their role, and there is no frequency that competes with the singer's frequency. Just listen. Everyone has their part. The guitar is not doing the same that the piano is doing. So everyone has their niche kind of in this song. And you could have your choice of men, but I can never love again, 'cause he's the only one for me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Oh, I'm begging
I love that she's barefoot.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him even though you can.
She's so bringing across that spirit of the song. It's like this despair. It's like, oh, don't take him, I know you can. But it's almost numb already because it's almost like it's inevitable. So it's really coming across because there's not a lot of different voice colors here, but it's really about that, oh, it's almost like this crying out. At the same time, almost resigning to the fact that, yeah, it's happening. And I just love how she's interpreting this. And she's not trying to put herself in the center, but she's putting the song in the center and the music and the message. So she's not trying to like add things and be crazy vocally. She just gets straight to the point, keeps it simple, but adds a little bit of ad-libs here and there, which she had to talk to her backing singer there, her backup singer, who has always the harmony there. They've had to talk about, okay, how do we do it? When I come in, that's how we do it. Because she does just different patterns and different Jolene or Jolene, different ones. So he needs to know what's happening ahead of time.
Jolene, Jolene.
Nice. So cool. That song is just an amazing song. Okay, so here's the reality. They recorded this most likely in the studio because there's wind blowing. You can see that. I've done that. I've done television gigs to where, it was supposed to look like we're standing out there in the green in a park and we're doing this music. But the reality was we had to record it first because, rain and wind and noise and birds and stuff going on. And so to have such a crisp sound, I'm almost 100% sure there would be a lot more cables because everything would have to be mic'd, even the drums. I'm looking at this still now. The drums would have to be like tons of mics for each drums, like the bass drum and then all the different parts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they had to record this in the studio first. However, that doesn't mean they couldn't play it live. They can totally play that live. They may have even played it as a one take in the studio, but in order to have it in a setting like at this, and I feel like I recently actually watched a video. I don't remember her channel name, but I watched a video of someone kind of exposing influencers and like videos like on TikTok and stuff. And she talked about like how, they're lying to us. Like for example, someone filmed a morning routine but you could see on the clock, it was not consistent. Like, I get up at 5:00 or whatever. And then there was sunlight already. They must have filmed that later in the day, or they must have just kind of set it up. How are you supposed to film yourself? And like, it's not possible. What you're showing is what you normally do, but you might not film it as you normally do it because as you normally do it, it would take too long to set up the camera and to operate everything. I have done different videos in like cleaning motivation and stuff. And sometimes when you document something, it's like in a movie, you just recreate. It's like true crime. You recreate. And we do the same in music. You see all these music videos and even the ones that look like they're, apart from the fact that someone's actually playing live in front of a audience, most likely you're going to record it in a studio first because you have everything is controlled there. Not that you couldn't perform it. There are a lot of factors like when you're just out there in the green and, the sound isn't great. This sounded like in a studio setting because even the vocals most likely would have sounded different because why do we stand in a little space when we record vocals and we have like all the foam on the walls? It's to have a dry sound, as dry as possible, so there's not any sound bouncing back from the space that we're singing in, so that in post-production we have full control. We need the driest, like no bouncing off, no echoing, no reverb, anything, so that we have full control over the end result of the sound. And it sounded like they recorded everything in a dry studio. It would have sounded very different when you're out in the green, standing there. I mean, just listen to someone singing even in a room such as this one, like right here now. If I stood outside and I had the same equipment with me, it would sound so different. Because like right now, there's a wall in front of me and that the mic picks everything up, how it's all bouncing off. And for recording actual music and especially vocals, we want none of that. We want just the pure voice, nothing else, nothing bouncing off, nothing coming back, so that in post-production we can add either more or less reverb and maybe a few little things. We don't need to do pitch correction. I don't think she did any here, really. I don't feel like... Maybe them use a little bit of Melodyne. Melodyne is much better than Autotune because you can't really hear what's happening because it's not really, I always call it like ironing out the wrinkles out of the voice, which then makes it so unhuman. I just feel it sounds unhuman. And so Melodyne is just a software where you listen, and if something is slightly off and it kind of bothers you when you listen to it, then you might just kind of raise it or lower the pitch just a bit and do a few things to it, to the parameters. But I don't feel like she did. No, I feel like she can really sing like that. And it's really all about the performance. If you want more reaction videos, just let me know in the comments. What do you want me to react to? What do you want me to analyze? I would love to talk about it. And I'm always grateful for suggestions like, what are other singers that maybe I don't know them yet, or maybe I don't know that performance yet? There are endless videos out there that I could look at. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to dive deeper and learn singing yourself, check out my online singing school. I would love to welcome you on the inside. Have a great day. Talk to you next time.